I'm thrilled to be here today. Wish we didn't have to do this, but convinced that we need to do it. If you see what is happening today with 112 Congress has begun with a reading of our Constitution, as Carolyn said. And let me just say, there isn't a greater advocate in the House of Representatives on the question of equality, on the question of social justice, on so many issues that we've worked together when I was in the House, from Homeland Security to the doing the right thing by all those who sacrificed on September 11th and gave service to this country and now are ill, to women's issues, than Carolyn Maloney. So I'm thrilled to be joining her and being the lead Senate sponsor. But when we hear the Constitution being read today, what you will not hear is language specifically guaranteeing women equal protection under the law. And some will say, why do we need explicit language specifically guaranteeing women protection under the law? Well, as Carolyn said, in the building across the street, one of the 9 individuals who provides final judgment of our laws recently says that he interprets the Constitution to contain no equal protection for women, even though on the mantle of the Supreme Court as you walk in it says equal justice under law. It doesn't say equal justice under law only for men. It doesn't say equal justice under law only for certain parts of our society. It says equal justice under the law. But he says that ultimately, in other words, he might not be predisposed to protect the rights of women when gender discrimination cases comes before the Supreme Court of the United States. And they are the final arbitrator of what the law is. Now, I fully disagree with Justice Scalia's interpretation of the Constitution and the law. But when I see the decisions that this court has made at different times, including the Citizens United case, that would elevate a corporate entity to have the rights of an individual, and yet say that women do not have rights as an individual under the Constitution, that is incredibly alarming. 3 out of 4 Americans assume that the Equal Rights Amendment is in our Constitution. Many others probably believe that social progress has eclipsed the need for it. But Justice Scalia's recent comments have made it crystal clear that until equal protection for women is explicitly spelled out in the Constitution, the courts might not guarantee it. It's 2011. I can do my banking on my cell phone. I can have all the music and photos in the palm of my hand. I can even video chat with friends and families thousands of miles away. But I still cannot guarantee to my daughter that our legal system will protect her against discrimination. It's time to fix that. It's time to erase any shadow of a doubt that women have equal protection under the law. And it's time to finally pass in the House and the Senate and then ratify the Equal Rights Amendment. In August, on Women's Equality Day, I was at Mount Laurel, New Jersey, at Paulsdale, the home of Alice Paul, who wrote the first Equal Rights Amendment. It was 1923 when she drafted the first Equal Rights Amendment, but here we are entering 2011 and still looking up at a glass ceiling, cracked in many places, but for the most part not fully broken, with women earning a median annual income of $36,000, 77 cents for every dollar earned by a man. We've made progress, but we have a long way still to go. Just before she died in New Jersey, Alice Paul was asked by a reporter why she dedicated her life to equality for women. She said her mother told her, quote, "When you put your hand to the plow, you can't put it down until you get to the end of the row." It may not have happened in her lifetime, but it's time to get to the end of the road. It's time to ensure my daughter and daughters throughout this country and women throughout this country an explicit guarantee of equal protection under the law. And that's what I'm dedicated to making sure it passes in the Senate and working across the country to make it happen. Thank you, Carolyn, for your leadership.
What a great statement.
Okay.
Thank you, Senator.